Hi everyone, welcome back to another Valet Pro video. I'm Elliot, detailer at Valet Pro, and joined by Josh. This is his M140i. Unfortunately, Josh likes to clean his car with a brush, so today we're going to learn the basics of DA. So we know that the bonnet's had a respray, and so is the front wing. So we've got a paint depth gauge, and we're just going to test the depth of the paint, just to make sure that we've got sort of more than enough there to work with. Obviously, using the DA, they're safe to use. It's not like a rotary. You're not going to burn through the paint within like 2 minutes. So we've got 265 here, which could mean there might be a little bit of filler work, to 111. So this area here, this is either they've gone heavy on the paint, or looking at the prep marks, there may have been some thinning going on. We'll just be careful. We watch what we're doing when we come to polishing this. There's a little bit of a bird poo stain in there. See there, where the bird poo is, obviously that bit we'll need to polish more than we would other areas, but we've only got 92 there. So we need to sort of just be careful around the area. So we can see there's some wet sanding marks in this area up here. So we'll be able to polish those out. There's just a couple of little defects in the paint there, sort of little silicone spots.
Yep.
And then obviously, as you can see, there's some chemical damage. There's some DA marks in it as well. And then we've got the marring, which I imagine is probably from towel drying. And then we've got the nice straight scratches there from your brush. So, if you've never used a DA polisher before, or a polisher before in general, I'd always advise going for the orange medium pad first. This is a microfibre pad, but this is a heavy cut pad, so this is like in your realms of microfibre and wool, which is going to be heavy cut. This is a medium to heavy cut foam pad, but being the fact that this is microfibre, you can cause marring if you don't have enough compound on there to lubricate it. If you don't feel confident, there's this obviously tutorial that we're going to do today. There's loads of other YouTube videos to look at, to research. If you don't practice on someone else's car, if you want to, practice on your own car, because if you damage it, that's your own car. Or go to the scrapyard, get a bonnet, practice on that. So today we're going to use the microfibre pad, but that's because I'm here with Josh. And then we're going to use the orange pad just to finish, because we're going to need this pad to cut through some of the more sort of heavy defects that the foam pad just won't get through on its own. So this is a dual action polisher. This polisher itself is the RUPES LHR 15 Bigfoot Mark III. This is a great machine, especially for a beginner. Obviously, slightly more on the expensive side rather than like a DAS 6 Pro or something like that, which is sort of around the £100–120 mark. This is more sort of like the £300 to £400 mark. But if you've got the budget there, I'd highly recommend getting one of these. Even for a beginner, they're brilliant machines. There's hardly any vibration that comes from them. There's lots of makes out there, but this is sort of my go-to. So the difference with a DA to a rotary is, as well as it spins, it also oscillates as well. So what happens is, if you hit a corner, it will stop spinning and just oscillate, which is where you don't get the problem of burning through the paintwork. Also, you don't get things like holograms that you get put into the paintwork from a rotary. They don't produce as much heat as a rotary does. If you wanted to do a one-step, you could get away with doing a one-step. If you were going to use a rotary polisher, then you'd have to do a finish or an anti-hologram or something like that. So all in all, they're not as quick as a rotary when it comes to cutting, but in terms of use, they're a lot easier and safer to use. So we've got the LHR 15 Bigfoot Mark I, which is our training polisher. So this is the one that Josh is going to use. And you can also see on here, there's two marks. They're in the centre. And this is basically, so visually, if Josh is pushing down too hard on the polisher, he'll see those marks start to do that, which means just let off the pressure and let that spin again. So what we do is, we're going to start off speed 1. We've got a brand new pad, so we're going to put some compound on the pad. Then we're going to dab the pad and the polish on the bonnet. Then we're going to spread it with speed 1. So the slower the polisher's going, the faster you can move it.
Yeah.
And then what happens is, once you spread all the polish, you'll work in your little area, you put it up to speed 5, and then you just do slow movements. Really slow movements. So even if you just want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just work like that.
Yeah.
And just work in your little patch. And you do your crisscross motions, and then you come back again, and you go up and down. So you're doing sort of hatches. so you don't miss anything. And that way you're giving the polish the best and longest time to work with.
Yep.
And then we're better to correct that panel nicely. We're just going to do a couple of blobs to start with. It's a brand new pad.
Do you mix it in by hand, or can you mix it in?
Oh, we can. It'd be alright. We can leave it like this because it's a.
Yeah.
It's because it's a microfibre pad. It will sort of spread in quite nicely. Yeah. So once you then do that and spread it round, that'll prime the pad for you. There's more than enough on there. So if you want to do your dobs.
My dobs.
Your dobs. So just that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on your slow speed, polisher on there. So never start a polisher or finish a polisher in the air.
Yeah.
Start it and finish it on the panel.
Yep.
So just, there's a button there to lock it. So just click it on. And then that gives you pan free. Okay. And then you just move like that. And spread that polish to that area like that evenly. So that panel's now evenly got the even amount of polish, and you've also primed the pad at the same time.
Okay.
Throw that on the shoulder. And then again, start on there, click it on. That's it. And then now you're done, you put the speed by. Right, so you finish polishing, so just going to buff off the compound.
Oh damn.
Going to use a spot panel wipe, and we're just going to give it a panel wipe over. That'll get rid of any oils left in the polish, and also just show that it doesn't contain any fillers or silicons. So as you can see, it's got rid of the majority of the swirls. We're going to go with the orange pad just to finish it, because obviously the microfibre pad's quite harsh, so it can cause almost like light marring over the paintwork. But it's got, you know, rid of the deep swirls and scratches and the defects and things like that. So yeah, we'll go ahead, we'll finish it with the orange, and then we'll give it another panel wipe, and then hopefully you'll see the finished product. You're going to work that in on this, to the new pads. Same as last time, low speed, dot dot dot, spread it, polish. As you can see, compared to the microfibre pad, this is a much clearer finish.
I'm just looking at the difference.
No more washing it with a brush, yeah?
Yes, boss.
So, here is the finished panel now. We've still got the rest of the bonnet and obviously the rest of the car to do. It's not 100% perfect, but I think that's unfortunately something more to do with the respray, so that's sort of more in depth than something that we can just polish out. But in terms of sort of 50-50, this side's 100 times better than how that is.
No, 100%.
So, no more swirls. There's a couple of deep scratches still left in there, but we've only done a couple of passes with a microfibre pad and a foam pad. We're using just a medium compound. So, I think in terms of how much time we've got today and where we're going to be, the car's going to be in a completely different position than it was when it came in earlier. We'll just cover just a couple of the key points just as we finish off here. So again, if you've never polished before or you're new to polishing, dual action polisher, not rotary polisher. Make sure your pad is well primed and the compound is evenly spread. Remember, faster movements, slow speed, faster speed, slow movements. So you're spreading that compound quickly, but when you're doing the cutting process, you're doing those really slow motions. That's giving the compound the best chance to cut through the damaged lacquer, and also don't push down too hard. If you push down too hard, you'll feel a change in the machine and you'll also see a change in the machine. Also, you'll notice when you push down too hard that the pad will start to get hot and then potentially start sort of smoking, and obviously at that point stop, let it cool down. don't peel the pad off straight away because all that heat's going to be sitting in the pad and the backing plate. So just leave it to cool down. If the pad's wrecked, swap a new pad over. Remember, again, fresh pad, prime it, couple of dobs and polish. And as always, if you guys have got any comments, don't forget to leave them in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and share this video and hit that notification button. Ching ching.